We're here today at the Barcelo Aruba.
We're so excited to be back in Aruba. The first time we were here was amazing, and this time was equally as great.
So let's jump right into our hotel review. Hey, so welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
And we're Voyager Group. We travel all over the world doing hotel reviews, travel tips, and share some of our favorite experiences from destinations all across the globe.
So if you don't already, consider subscribing.
As a disclaimer, we were hosted here by the hotel, but our review and our opinion are our own, so we're happy to share with you what our thoughts were and give you as much insight as we can from the perspective of both staying here, but also a lot of the guests that we've had conversations with, because every hotel we go to, we try to have as many conversations with the other people that are staying here to get their understanding of what they feel the hotel is like and what their experience has been like as well. All right, so let's jump right into our review. Our first category is location.
Location, we rate 5 stars. Frankly, it's really hard to not have a 5-star location when you're in the middle of Palm Beach in Aruba.
Yeah, if you've seen our other video on the top 3 things to do here in Aruba, which we've linked right up here, one of the things to know is definitely stay on Palm Beach. It's one of the best locations you can stay because it's really the center of everything. All the hotels are kind of lined up here. It's really the main hotel zone. And compared to some of the other places we go, it's a little bit touristy, but honestly, when you come down to Aruba, that's kind of what you're getting, so you might as well embrace it.
And it's only about 20 minutes from the airport, so it's a convenient location to get here, it's a convenient location to stay here, and all of the tours leave from every hotel on this strip.
Yeah, it also should be mentioned that this beach is incredible.
It's amazing.
Touristy or not, it has blue crystal water that's perfectly calm, white sand beaches, and the water is so clear that you just, I mean, you can
see for days.
Yeah, you can see every little ripple in the water. It's just, it's really stunning. So our second category is lobby and check-in.
Lobby and check-in, we rate 4 stars. The entrance to the Barcelo Aruba is really grand. It's got beautiful open skylights, and it's a really grand lobby when you enter.
They've got a big fountain in the middle. They gave us a welcome drink, which was nice. The one little hiccup at check-in was we were actually in a different area where we were supposed to check in. So there's the main check-in where you check in the lobby, and then they have another part of the hotel, which they call the Royal Level, which we were part of, which is the top 3 floors of the tower. And so it kind of comes with like a club access, and the Royal Level actually checks in somewhere different. However, we didn't know that and nobody notified us, so we waited in line for 20 minutes just to get to the check-in to find out that we were supposed to check in somewhere else.
But when we did get there, it was really nice.
Yeah, it was super nice. You go up to the 9th floor where you check in. It's just kind of like a small lounge type area. There's a couple desks, a lot of seating area. They've got small snacks. They gave us champagne up there, so a different welcome drink than we got down below. It was a really nice touch.
The main lobby is somewhere we haven't really ventured into much because we haven't needed to. Being part of the Royal Level, we have access to the special concierge on the 9th floor, as well as any amenities that comes with it, like the complimentary restaurants, breakfast, lunch, dinner, snacks, bar, and the private concierge. It's worth noting that since we did wait in line for 20 minutes, I'm assuming the lines can get quite long if you are checking in the standard check-in, so just keep that in mind when you're checking in and out.
Another thing to note about check-in is, just like most all-inclusives, you receive a bracelet. Ours is gold, which indicates that we're part of that Royal Level. And then there's a bunch of other ones, including whether or not you're optional on the all-inclusive, whether you're a standard all-inclusive package, whether you have a vacation rental here. So just an important thing to know when you're checking in. Our third category is rooms.
Rooms, we rate 4 stars. We were checked into the master suite, which is one of 3 rooms in this category, and it is stunning. Oceanfront, it's massive. It's over 2,000 square feet, and we fell in love immediately.
Yeah, the room is really big. We have a dining room, which, to be honest, we're only here for a weekend, so we're not planning on using the dining room, and haven't so far. We also have, I think, 3 balconies. It's a little outrageous, but it's a beautiful room. There's a hot tub. There's 2 hot tubs. There's a hot tub inside and there's a hot tub outside. So it really is, it's their top tier room. It's beautiful, and it's been a fabulous experience.
So since we were hosted, we did get a really spectacular room, and we did have a chance to peek into a few of the standard rooms as well. And while there aren't that many oceanfront rooms at the hotel, many of the rooms do have a great view of the ocean, but you do kind of have to tilt a little bit on the balcony to see it.
Yeah, so it is worth noting that the hotel is set up in 2 main towers, and they're not on an angle. They pretty much face the beach directly, with the kind of narrower side that faces straight out. So really the only rooms that have a truly oceanfront view are the ones that are facing directly on the end of those towers. which are pretty limited. So on this particular tower that we're in, there's only 3 rooms on the top 3 floors because they span the entire floor. And then as you go down, I believe it's split into 2s, and then the other tower is like that as well. You also have to take into account that there's also some vacation rentals, so some of those rooms might not be available depending on when you're booking, just because they're never available on the actual listings. The rest of the rooms on the property have balconies. For the most part, there are some ground level rooms as well that did have actually fairly private looking patios that you could have, and so that could be a nice option for people as well. All of those rooms do have a nice view. They all face inside to the pool area, which is quite nice.
So it is worth noting, when you are booking, make sure you're looking for an oceanfront room if that's what you're looking for, and not booking the ocean view room, as you will not have the same experience. Overall, the rooms have great amenities. They do come with a complimentary minibar with some sodas and water. Water is also complimentary. Our shower is beautiful. There's a rain shower, and as Max mentioned, we have 2 tubs, so that's kind of cool. We had a great night's sleep all 3 nights that we've been here. The beds were super comfortable and the linens were wonderful.
Our 4th category is service.
Service, we rate 4 stars. Sometimes, if you've seen our previous reviews, we are a little hard on service sometimes, and here the service has been wonderful.
Yeah, one of the biggest things that we usually pick out on service is inconsistency, and everyone down here has actually been really great. Everyone's super excited to get to know you. They're very friendly. They bring out that whole vibe of one happy island, which is Aruba's whole saying, and so far, pretty much every person we've encountered in service has been really great, and for the most part, all of our service has been pretty good.
Yeah, and even last night at dinner, they didn't have sorbet at the restaurant, but he offered to run to the buffet to go find sorbet for me, which was just a really nice service-minded attitude. Overall, housekeeping has been great. We get turned down as well as a daily housekeeping service, and
they put a little chocolate on your bed,
so
which
cute.
is really cute.
Yeah,
little Hershey's.
Yeah, and they literally turned down the bed, which is great.
Yeah, and the turn down's actually really good. One of the things that we always critique at every hotel is how good was their turn down, because we think it's an indicator of a lot of other things, and their turn down's really good. If there was sand on the floor from you coming back from the beach in the evening, even though they'd already turned over the room, they clean up the sand. Like, there's a lot of things that they do, and they take good care and good note of making sure that all the details are covered. So our 5th category is dining.
Dining, we rate 2 stars.
It was a difficult decision to come to this because typically we don't rate most properties that low, and we did struggle with this a bit. At the end of the day, it wasn't just our own food experiences that we evaluated. We tried to evaluate all of the experiences that we talked to other guests about as well, and in general, most of the guests seemed generally displeased with the food.
It's worth noting that the beverage service was great. The drinks had lots of alcohol in them if you ordered an alcoholic beverage. Wine was always free-flowing with very good options. Beverage service was great. We did speak to some guests who either were on the all-inclusive plan or have been here in the past, and often the people that were on the all-inclusive plan were still going out to dinner outside of the hotel to avoid eating here.
And a lot of the people that were timeshare owners here were opting for what they call the optional plan, which is basically each day you opt into whether or not you have the all-inclusive, and then you can decide whether or not you'd like to go eat somewhere else, and there's a lot of, you're really close to the downtown area, you're close to lots of restaurants, so it is a good option to be able to go out and go to those other restaurants. You know, the food wasn't bad per se, it just wasn't particularly good either, I think was what I would say, and there was nothing that we had that was like a standout, like, oh, that was so good, that one meal.
That being said, the breakfast service was actually really good. The buffet was great, and so was the Royal Club restaurant as well. We've had lunch there twice now, and we really enjoyed the pita with the steak in it.
Yeah, it is worth noting though, not everybody has access to the Royal Club Lounge, and though the food was better there, the rest of the guests don't have that access, and so rather than rating it based on that, we'd rather have it rated based on the rest of the property. The Italian restaurant, which is one of their fine dining options, was better than a lot of the other options, and as was their Japanese-inspired cuisine. That was quite good, but again, a lot of the menu items were not consistent. And though the food on this stay was not particularly good, it was interesting to hear from a lot of the guests who had been here a bunch of stays before, or who had been recommended to come here, that they did think that the food had been better in the past. So it does appear to be something that might just be temporary and could be the result of either, you know, losing somebody in a management position or losing somebody at the chef position. So hopefully it's something that they're going to be able to work out, and that'll be able to improve, and they'll be able to get some of the good food that they had here before. Because again, there have been a lot of people that we've talked to who have come back here for the last 10 years, and they were very disappointed, in particular within this year's food. So that is probably something that we're hoping that next time we come back to the Barcelo, we're really excited to see. Our 6th category is facilities.
Facilities, we rate 4.5 stars. Being the beachfront resort that it is, they have all of the amenities you could need. They also have a gym, they have a spa, they have lots of restaurant options, as well as several activity huts right on the beach.
They're also connected with one of the local tour operators here called De Palm Tours, and they're fantastic. We worked with them before. Last time we were here in Aruba, we did the UTV tour, which was one of the best things that we've done. They have their operation that's right down here on the beach, and one of the great things that they do is they give everybody floaties that you can float out. They're free. You just have to pick them up, I think around 9 or 10, and then you have to have them back by 4. It's really a great option to be able to have and just float out in the water, because there are no waves here, and it's so nice to just relax in the water and just spend most of your day there. And our last category, our 7th category, is style.
Style, we rate 3 stars. Overall, the style is very nice. However, if you do close the blinds, you could kind of be anywhere. So when we rate our style category, we look at how well it fits into where we are, in this case Aruba, and if it kind of matches that belonging and has the vibe of the island.
Yeah, and the other thing we rated on is consistency and how updated it is. So the style here in general, I would say, is a little bit dated. It has kind of a classic Italian theme to it, but that style isn't really consistent throughout the entire property, because it does kind of go back and forth between being Italian and being tropical and kind of having a little bit of a mix there, and then just kind of being like a standard hotel. So as Marin said, you close the blinds, you could be anywhere.
I will say, style is a very personal preference, so when we are looking at it, we're looking at it from our own lens, of course. Overall, we rate this property 3.8 stars.
Yeah, it's really a fabulous property. Again, the location is so great.
Amazing.
You know, it's a fantastic place to be. I think there's a lot of things at this property that can improve.
There are so many things about this property that we love. We love the beach, we love the service, we love the staff, and frankly, we love this room. While there are some things that could be improved, like the food and beverage experience, we wouldn't hesitate to come back.
Yeah, and as we mentioned before, the staff here is really great. They have a great staff, they have a great location, and the overall hotel experience is really, really nice. So if you like this video, make sure to hit the thumbs up. And if you have any questions about our experience or our stay here, be sure to ask them in the comments below. If you haven't seen any of our other videos on Aruba, you can check them out by clicking in the link in the description below. Hit that subscribe button, it would really mean a lot to us. And be sure to follow our adventures on Instagram and on our blog at voyagerguru.com. I'm Max.
I'm Marin.
And we're Voyager Guru.
See you out there.